So, welcome back to Choral Music Matters, and now we'll have a discussion of some topics that seems relevant for us to share with the two choral directors that we had earlier in the show. And to the topic, and what I would ask is, what are the challenges you face in the church music industry, in the choral music industry in the church? We start with Mr. Indimuli.
Okay, I think some of the challenges that we as choral directors face is about cooperation. Sometimes there is lack of cooperation from the individual singers, and also in some instances, in some churches, the church management. You might find that maybe this is something which is taken as the choir maybe doesn't belong to, or is not a church, part of the church. It is doing things by itself. So I think those are some of the challenges. Then that one translates actually to the church choir being ignored in terms of even funding, in terms of programming, in terms of general coordination with the general church management. Those are some of the challenges I think which most choral directors will face. Yeah.
And on your side, Mr. Angaya, which challenges do you face in the church music?
Uh, the the most challengeful issue we have as choir directors, you'll recall that we had to reduce the number of choristers in a performance. And if you don't have strong members in your group, you'll find that the few that you have, the performance, the quality of the output, the quality that what you are presenting to the congregation, it must be affected. It will not be the way you want it to be. So that was a very big challenge to us. And also the other issue, just like our brother said, the remuneration for the choir directors. You find they have families, they have different bills they have to pay. And now here they're not remunerated very well. So, and you know, when you are not stable, you can't perform very well.
Yeah,
So that was also a very big challenge to most of us.
And also, in what I've seen in many churches is that people don't like singing in the choir because they might see it's too tedious. Maybe they are not up to the task. Can you just tell us? Have you faced that challenge in your church?
I think it's ignorance. Yeah, it's just ignorance and general stereotype thinking. Because in some instances, you might find some people who are so talented, but maybe that person has never known that I have this talent or I can do it. Or maybe somebody is just so passionate about singing, but that coming out and actually doing it becomes a problem. Because there are some people who usually think that joining the church choir is very, very hard. Maybe they think that there is a very big procedure, of which is not. So I think it's just ignorance in a way, and also the stereotype thinking, which we as the stakeholders should look for a way in evangelizing in that field, per se, so that at least we do something about it. Because I've seen in some instances whereby we have recruited very, very committed singers who, at the end of the day, became very dependable to the church. And maybe they never knew that they will one day sing for the church. So I think that is what the approach that we should have. Yes.
And what about you, Mr.? Have you found that challenge of getting choir members in your group?
Yeah, we have that challenge, especially now. If you get members, we have some members who want to sing, but when it comes to coming for rehearsals, for practices, they don't come. There's just to come and sing. And you know, for one to present a very good presentation, we have to work to go extra miles. So if you find such members, I think that's why you find most of them they'll not be willing to come for practice for rehearsals. And when you tell them what you have to go this way, you find that they skip out and go. Yeah, so it's a challenge.
Yeah, yes, and this is a very crucial question that I would like to ask, and even I will like to know from different choral directors, and is how COVID-19 has affected the choral music industry.
COVID-19 came in as something which was unexpected. So it caught everybody with the no knowledge of what it is. So how to approach it, or how it affected our groups actually. One, that time for rehearsals. Actually, when the church was locked, there was no opportunity for singing in church. Now, for those who are passionate to singing, we had to come up with ways in which we could sing, because we could not stop. So we actually discovered that we have prowess actually in some other form of digital singing. Like we had to reactivate Zoom training. We had to some had to use playbacks, recording. Some had to use the a cappella maker, so that at the end of the day, if the service is being streamed, maybe being recorded via Facebook or YouTube, the playback session will be played by the choir, but the choir will not actually meet physically. Then when the church was opened briefly, there was this challenge whereby there is a certain age who could not attend the service, so those ones were locked out. The ones who are there are some who actually you have to sing with your mask on. And you know, if you're not experienced in breath control, it becomes very uncomfortable and all that. But it has had its own advantage and disadvantage, because you have really seen those ones who are committed and those ones who are not really committed to singing. Yes.
What about you, Mr. Angaya? How has COVID affected the choral music in your church?
The choral music in our church, it was dealt a very big blow by the COVID-19. One of the blows that we received, most of our members are very old. Most of our choir members, that age bracket, you find that most of them were locked out. So we could not have them in our practice sessions. In fact, we did not have practice sessions. Yeah, we only met in the morning on Sundays, or before that we used to meet on Thursdays. We just record and then it is aired on Sunday. So that was the issue. Also, we had very few choir members, and we had very few choir members depending on the quality of the voices that we want. We could not get that. Now the second issue, it is about the quality of the voices. It really disturbs us very much, because you find that maybe those who are in that age bracket that they have in the church, they are not very strong. So even if you try your best, you will not get it. On the other side, it also helped us because we instilled that message in them that for them to be perfect, they have to work extra hard. So we'll find that out of that, we found a few who are very weak, but now they're coming up because they are to stand for themselves without depending on anybody. So in the other side, it has helped us because those who are weak, they are not coming up.
They are now
now.
They are not becoming good. Yeah. Thank you for letting us share some insights in with these topics. And Also, if you are interested in joining our discussions, just send us an email. The email will be in the description. DM us at Choral Music Matters KE in IG, in Facebook. Find us at Choral Music Matters. And thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much, our teachers, for joining us in the discussion. We really appreciate you for joining us and sharing some of insights in this choral music industry. And for the viewers, just subscribe, share, comment, and bye bye.